lost thoughts lead you astray. Then I cry, then I feel pain. Why do I suffer so much? I would love to feel your touch. Baby, I don't know where to go. I feel so lost without you. Baby, I don't know where to go. I feel so lost without you.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another amazing round here with Moose Racing League. We're on one of the final rounds. I believe this is round 7 of 9. Oh my gosh. We're at Spain for our Season 7 Tier 1 Championship here that we got going down. It's going to be an absolutely insane race here tonight. We got an amazing co-commentator for you. We got an amazing grid for you. It's just going to be wicked all the way through. Just pure amazingness. So expect tons of crazy fun, action, intensity, hyper competitiveness, and some great racing here tonight. Speaking of that co-commentator, we are joined by our very good friend, not Midnight Killer, but the new and improved Midnight Killer, Mr. Pat the Rock. How's it going, my friend?
It's going great. Happy to be here. Gave Midnight the night off so he can enjoy time with his family, but I'm here for a show.
He's got the midnight off. I'm sorry. It was there. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Actually, you know what? I have a New Year's resolution. I am no longer apologizing for any of my puns because I meant them, and that's why I said them. So I'm not sorry. I meant it. Speaking of what I meant, I meant what I said when we were doing our little race intro. This is going to be an absolutely insane race. I think that this can be the make or break of the championship overall. I fully expect this to be the spot where, one of the drivers just finds a way to pull away or it all comes crashing down for one of the top two guys, because we're on a 2-horse race now. If we take a look at the race notes, it's literally just between two people. It's Xylo and Giants fan that are fighting it out right now. And they're only a couple points away from each other. We'll take a look at the standings in just a minute. But, between those two, if you're looking at those two, Pat, which one do you feel like has the stronger consistency and ability to go execute tonight?
The gut tells me Giants. The gut tells me.
And why you say that?
I've seen Giants fan race for about a year now, so I've known him a little bit. He just, when he's on form, he is lethal.
Yeah, it's unstoppable.
And if he's on his form today, I don't see what can cause him to lose out.
Yeah, I think I'm on the same boat too. Now, obviously, he was our hot lap review of the week for a reason. He won last week, just in quite a good form too. It wasn't like a ridiculously dominant form, but it definitely was enough to get the win. And I think that going forward, he's gonna have a chip on his shoulder to say, hey, this championship is mine. I've let Xylo get a little bit too close. It's time for me to extend that gap. If he gets the win tonight and Xylo DNFs, in my opinion, it's a straight up over championship. I don't think that Xylo will have that ability to then get a double win in a row with Giants fan having that many mistakes. But same thing goes for Xylo. I think that if Xylo wins tonight and Giants fan gets a DNF, it's over and Xylo takes the W for the whole championship. That's my prediction.
I disagree with the second part.
Interesting.
I think even with a Giants fan DNF, I don't think it's entirely over. It's very unlikely, but with the way Giants fan can be, I think he still is, and he needs a DNF from 2 races for it to be done and dusted.
That's a good point.
Or not get points in the next race.
That's a very good point. That's actually why I put on that Spain is ripe for incidents. That's why I'm talking about the DNFs, because they're genuinely a real possibility here. But you're right. I think that Giants fan maybe has a little bit more of the ice to close it out. So that's a very good point. Now, that being said, with him having that ice, that's why I'd say he might be the current favorite. But Xylo might be hearing this and saying, it's time for me to shut you guys up, and I'm going to go put it down. So now that we've talked a little bit about the top two guys, though, another pair that I really wanted to mention is Sketchybull and Snowmen, because once again, they're right next to each other in the standings. They seem to be the most inseparable couple. It's adorable, honestly. I think it's really cute at this point because of how much they're right next to each other. I heard their wedding's in a couple days, so that's going to be super fun. No, but for reals, though, like they always end up being right next to each other on the standings, in qualifying, during the race. Yet it's very evident that their pace is actually significantly different. Do you think it's just due to Sketchybull's just terrible luck, or do you think it's because Snowman has that consistency that brings him back?
I think it's a bit of both, if I'm being honest. I think Yellow's consistency is very good. I love the way he drives. I enjoy watching him in Tier 1 and NA, where I commentate with Mock Mage.
Yep.
But Sketchybull can be either the luckiest or the most unlikely driver in the entire field.
I 100% agree with that. Literally the most topsy-turvy driver, probably, in Tier 1. Which is funny, because that's why I put him on my drivers to watch. Not just because I think he has a shot at a win, but I also think he has a shot at an upset crash. So, it's one or the other, that's going to happen with him, and that's a little bit tough. And then the other two that I have to watch are obviously our 2 current championship leaders. Bob's though, we'll see where he's at in the championship standings. It's kind of wild. He's still definitely up there, pretty high up there, which is kind of crazy. But now that we're going to talk about the drivers, how about we talk a little bit about the track? We are at Spain, as we mentioned, still on the old layout with the chicane at the back of Sector 3. Gives us 16 corners over 2.904 miles and 2 DRS zones. The big passing zones obviously are into turn 1, into turn 10 after the second DRS zone, and then a sneaky spot into turn 5. If you're really aggressive and you happen to get a good exit out of 4, you can get somebody into turn 5. It's right after the longer hairpin into the next, smaller hairpin. It's not quite a full hairpin. Those passing spots, do you expect to see people making moves only in first to the back or first to what's it called? Turn 1 or turn 10? Or do you think we're going to see some other spots where people are going to be making overtakes?
I got a hunch for 7 and 8. I have a hunch because I've seen it a lot with commentating for a few years now. I know you have the same experience, but I've seen so many people mess up turn 7, turn 8, and the person gets to run them immediately and they're ahead by turn 9.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, it's hard to make the move there with a grid as tight as tier 1, but it definitely is possible. So that's a very good point. We never know. We might see it. That would be awesome. Well, hey, you know what? We're also going to see? We're going to see some amazing racing. We actually already got cars out on track. Qualifying has started. So I said let's go ahead and take a look at that qualifying session. We've got that up in the background behind the calendar. Speaking of which, this calendar, we mentioned we're at Spain right now. We're going to Abu Dhabi next week and then Canada the week after. And with our 2 championship contenders being Xylo and Giants fan, I personally know Xylo is an absolute menace at Abu Dhabi. So I think that that Giants fan needs to get the win tonight to give himself a little bit of cushion going into Abu Dhabi. What do you think?
Absolutely. I mean, a win never hurts.
Yeah.
It will never hurt you no matter where you are in the championship. So a win definitely helps. I really think he needs to win. He needs to find a way to sneak onto the podium in Abu Dhabi, and then it depends on what Xylo does to determine what he needs to do at Canada.
That's a good point. Yeah. Well, I think it's going to go down to the wire at the very end. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and take a look at those standings so everybody knows exactly what we're talking about. Like we mentioned, we got Giants fan up at the top and Xylo sitting in second, but Bob's is still holding down third somehow with almost 30 less points than first. Sebi is in fourth though after making up a position last race, and Sketchable making up 3 positions, putting himself into fifth, right next to Yellow Snowman. Yellow Snowman, Sebi, and Sketchable all separated by just 5 points. It's tight for fourth, fifth, and sixth. Esteban sits in seventh, Zeech in eighth, Jack Lefford ninth, and Bradax in 10th. There's a reason why though Alfa Romeo is sitting on the top of the standings constructors wise, and Haas is all the way down in third because Alfa Romeo has T-Ball pulling his weight in 13th with 17 points. Ferrari also has 2 people that are really doing a great job with Yellow Snowman and Sketchy Bolt. That's why they're holding down second. And then Haas, though, unfortunately, Speedy Goose has had some bad luck this season. So I'm thinking that he'll have some better luck this next race. What are you thinking?
In my eyes, when I look at this whole grid and the constructors wise, Ferrari to me is the most complete team. The most complete team.
Yeah.
I mean, you obviously got Giants fan at Haas, and sorry, Speedy Goose, but Giants fan is a lot better than you right now. In my eyes.
Yeah.
I mean, no offense, but I'm just calling it as I see it. But I mean, it's the real question is, what is Xylo gonna do to help Alpha? What's T-Ball gonna do, and what can Sketchy and Yellow do? Because in my eyes, it's really gonna come down to those 2 teams.
Yep, I think I have to agree with you as well on that. One thing I did want to mention though, which is kind of nuts. We already have a couple laps, getting put down right now, and I didn't check what tier 2 pole position was, but I think the tier 1 banker is already fast in tier 2 pole. What was tier 1 or tier 2 pole?
I'm checking right now.
Because we've already got El Taco Jack putting down a 16.5 and Giants put it a 16.8, which is just absolutely unreal. So something definitely to notice, like their pace is quick tonight. Obviously, we want to take a look at last race, with Giants fan taking the win right there and Xylo getting in second. It definitely helped both of them out when it comes to the championship standings. Bob still holds down third, even though he has 2 DNFs to his name, which is insane. Sebi, though, yet to DNF, holds down fourth. And then Sketchable, obviously, the 2 DNFs as well. Snowman has 2 DNPs. And then Estenba sits right behind Snowman with no loss or no, not finished races as well. However, Estenba, I do know, I believe, I think he might be out for the next race or two. I know he's out tonight, but
he's out today.
yep. So
I heard he was just today. That's what I heard.
Cool. Sweet. Well, that'd be good. So we'll hopefully get a chance to see him back again. Obviously, the ones that have had the worst luck at the very bottom, we've got Minico for sure. Only one finish, and it was only enough for 1 point, and the rest of them have been DNFs or one single DNP. That's unreal looking at that on the standings.
Poor Ghostly though.
Yeah, well, you know what? That's his fault.
I had to take a shot at my friend. I'm sorry. I had to take a shot at my friend.
Absolutely. Well, hey, it was a well-deserved last place is what he's got for leaving us. But neither here nor there, though. We do have Alan Toast with 16 points after subbing in for Mercedes, taking over Wylad, who also got himself disqualified for not very good on-track behavior. And disqualified and kicked from the league, actually. So he's done, which is why Alan Toast has jumped up into McLaren, and he's been doing a great job as a full-timer for the McLaren team. Other reserves to note, Santiago Robles no longer reserve, actually putting it down full-time for the Aston Martin, so his 6 points are going towards the full-time constructors points as well. Unfortunately, that does mean him and Minico combined for only 7, which is insane to me. But,
unfortunate.
Yeah, that's how it goes. Outside of that, I think it's about time that we really kind of take a look at the full team standings, with Mercedes obviously sitting on top by a pretty large margin, though. We look at that middle of the pack, and Pat, you're not necessarily super biased towards one team or another.
No.
Which team do you see as having the best shot to take second place at this current moment?
So, I have a lot of love with that Red Bull team right now. I have a hunch that says Alpha is going to fall off and Red Bull's going to take off and seal that. Ferrari's going to be close to Alpha. I think Alpha will finish 3rd. So, in my eyes, it'll be Merc, Red Bull, Alpha, Ferrari. Then that McLaren and Haas team, that's going to come all the way down to Tier 1 at Canada. That one's going to be tight.
Yeah, I agree with that one as well. I mean, I personally think that McLaren's going to, shoot the ranks all the way up to second place pretty easily, no problems whatsoever. But, I think Haas will be right there with them. That's what it is. I think they're going to be right next to them. So I think it'll still be tight, but I think McLaren will take that second. No bias at all. Just the honest truth, Yeah, just the honest truth.
I do have a Tier 2 poll.
Oh.
And Jack is 4/10 ahead of it.
Of course he is. Yep. And that was with Banker. So that's nuts. Jack's Banker at 16.576, and that we're, slightly in the middle of qualifying. And that's just unreal. Yellow Snowman just puts down an 18-2, to give you an example. But we are on his POV right now. He's going through turn 3, flat out, as you have to be. All these drivers will be running relatively high downforce. Supposedly, there's some really weird weather for tonight during the qualifying session, so be ready for some shenanigans, potentially, as the qualifying session comes to a close. Yellow Snowman, as we've talked about definitely quite a bit, his qualifying pace has not necessarily been the most stellar, but his race pace is always good. What are you expecting from him today in qualifying? Top 10?
I really like Yellow. I really do. I don't see a top 10 in quali. I unfortunately do not. I think he's going to be around a 17.5, which I don't think will be a top 10 time. I think we'll see a lot more 17 lows and 16s. But I'm right now seeing him get a top 10 finish in the race.
Okay, that's fair. I think that's pretty fair. I could definitely see that as well. I think he's also one of those drivers who somehow seems to get super lucky when it comes to safety cars and stuff like that. So he's about to come across the line for his second hot lap. Let's see exactly what to put down. It is going to be in 17.6. You're pretty close. But it is definitely not good enough to even get himself comfy in that top 10. He's on the bubble. And with people like Santiago Robles and Sketchy Bull and Fake Mano all behind, he is nowhere near safe.
Speaking of Sketchy, he's finishing a lap right now.
Here he goes.
And it's 17-1. That's a good time.
That's pretty solid. That'll do for now. I'm honestly kind of surprised. I don't know if you saw my lap. This is obviously my track that I'm super cracked at, but I threw down to 17-2. And that is surprisingly competitive right now within this group. Now, obviously, it's nowhere near the top guys, but everybody has that one track that they're super good at. I know this one happens to be one of those tracks for Jack. Happens to be like one of his very best tracks on the calendar. So we
Mhm.
shall see what he's got today. He seems pretty happy about
Yeah.
it.
I
He
would
was
say
telling me-
so with a
he-
3
He was
tenth
telling me he was going to
advantage.
win this race.
Ooh, that's bold.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's saying that knowing the pace of Giants fans, Zylo, Sketchy, and some of the other drivers I'm not naming right now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he was. I was like, hey, you are going up against that Giants fan guy. He's pretty insane, right? And he's like, nah, I got this win. So we'll see if he actually does have that win in the bag. He's about to come across the line and start a lap. So let's go ahead and take a look at El Taco Jack as he goes down for his second lap here. Charging into turn one, he's going to brake right about that 70 meters. Yeah, right as soon as you see the concrete strip on the left side, gets over the left curb, really far over the right curb for sure. I think he kind of actually ruined his setup into turn three just a little bit, so not quite the most ideal setup into turn three, but keeps it super tight. I think he's got a higher downforce setup than many, many people. He is 4/100ths of a second up on his best time right now, which is already insane. Enough as it is. Brakes just after the 50 mark. Goes a little bit wide into turn three, but really, really good job to tighten it up to the end. We don't have game volume. Now we do. Into turn 7. Solid entry onto it. Avoids the yellow curb on the outside. Very smart to do that. It's a really easy way for you to unsettle the car. Hard turn into turn 9. Onto the DRS he goes. In this straight, let's see where he's at when it comes to that sector marker. He's 1.5 tenths up on his best time as of right now. Goes as wide as he possibly can out of 10. That is exactly how you have to do that. Looks good into a turn 11. Now we're into that chicane. Oh, has a mistake coming out of turn 11. Is that going to ruin his lap? I think it just might have. I think Kermit Attacks has actually DNF'd.
That looks like on track to me.
Yep, it is a DNF. So El Taco Jack will come across the line right here. Is it going to be faster? Zylo right now putting in a 16.53. And Jack beats it at a 16.41. Holy smokes.
He's got a 16.3 in there. He's got a 16.3.
Yes, yeah,
Without
that was
moment.
that mistake, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's that moment. What was that, like turn 12?
Yeah, it was the exit of turn 12. That is correct.
Yeah, without that moment there, that's easily a 16.3. Easily.
Yeah, I think he knows that too, and he's got tons of time. 6 minutes left in the session with only a minute and 15. Basically of a lap. He's got tons of time to get back to the pits, recharge his mental, recharge his tires, and get back out there and go for it. So, I have heard though that there is some weird weather things going on. So, a lot of people maybe got a little bit confused about the weather. But now we're back to normal programming. So now that we're done looking at that, I think we're going to go ahead and take a look at Speedy Goose. He just comes across the line, puts it in 10th place at a 17.344. So all of the drivers here in Tier 1, except for Santiago and Fake Man, both who have yet to really do that, intense or impressive of laps for both of them. They're both nowhere near on their pace, are all in the 17s. And it's going to end that way, assuming that Santiago and Fake Man don't crash out. So that is interesting. That I think we're gonna have every single driver in the 17s or 16s. Wow. Yeah. Okay. So I just got a report from the drivers. The weird weather was that it said 51% and rain midway in quali, but that never happened.
That's a decent percentage right there.
Yeah, exactly. For the 50% chance, that's surprise. That's quite a surprise.
Yeah, at that point, I don't blame half the grid going out immediately.
Yeah, they were all
I
out
was
like,
wondering
super
why
quick.
they were all going.
Yeah, they jumped out of the pits as quick as they possibly can. So that does make sense. We've actually had a few of those so far this season in Tier 1 where, we've had a qualifying session be ended by the rain a little bit prematurely.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of funny that it's happened only in Tier 1, but multiple times. Like, what is that? Nathan Puck is up 1.5 tenths on his best lap right now. He's about to come across Sector 2 marker. He's up, still about 1.5 tenths. So would put him at a shot of 9th. But he's got to put a little bit more pace in there to get that 9th place position and steal it off of Zeech. If he can go even faster than that, then he's got a chance to, snap Blink or Sketchable, who are just 6/1000ths of a second away. The gaps, they're tight, Pat. They're very tight.
Yeah, they're very tight. I was just looking at, Nathan's diving in. I knew he would. He went way too deep into the chicane.
That's unfortunate. Well, we didn't even see Yellow Snowman improve because he's sitting in 12th, and his teammate Sketchable, who he needs to be right next to, is way up ahead of the field. So 3 tenths that Snowman needs to find to just get close to his boy. And the sun is out? Hold on a second.
The sun
What?
just came out? Interesting.
It's all bright now, so no more rain for sure.
Yeah, yellow just did his lap. It was a 17.4, which beat my expectation.
Yeah, it's a
Which
pretty
is good. I want you to beat my expectations.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if he's going to have another chance to put another lap down, though. I think he's done.
Well, I don't think that's necessarily the case. He needs to push like no tomorrow, but I think he still has enough time to get one more in. The question is,
Yeah,
will the
just barely.
pit crew be fast enough?
Yeah, as long as Sketchable doesn't impede him, I think he might be able to. But we've got some other drivers coming out of the pits right now. It's going to be, I think, Rich Sebi is coming. Yeah, Rich Sebi's coming out of the pits right now. He says he's not super confident about this track. Let's see if he can change that tune for sure. I know him to be really good, always good. So there's a reason why he's sitting so high up in the standings. If we take a look at those standings again, he's sitting in 4th for a very, very reasonable reason. At 46 points, it's because he's good,
Yeah. Yeah, he's a great driver, which I will say every great driver is allowed to have a off race.
That is true. Yes, we oftentimes hold them all to such a hard standard, right? That's a good point. And speaking of which, that high standard, of all the people that are on track right now, I know that that Jack is one of the ones that holds himself to the highest standard. So does Xylo. They both do for sure. And sometimes it ends up biting them in the butt, I think. I think that high standard they set for themselves sometimes almost puts a little bit more pressure than they need to on themselves.
It can get to the point where it's too much, and then the mistakes keep piling on. That's why Sketchy Bull is such a good and terrible driver at the same time.
That's a really good point. Yeah, he... I think of all the drivers on the track as well, he's probably one of those, top 3, puts himself on the highest pedestal, holds himself to the hardest standards, for sure. I agree. So we're on Rich Sebi right now. We got a minute and 40 seconds left of qualifying. We're going to go ahead and take a look at him through his hot lap. He'll be finishing long before the end of the session, about 30 seconds before the session ends up finishing. So let's see how he handles Sector 1. So far, looked really good through Turn 1, but Turn 2, in my opinion, was a little bit lackluster. Definitely, I think he had some more room there. Goes super wide out of Turn 3. He's not going to be the fastest line for sure. Not the best attack into the corner, and it's 1.5 tenths down on his best lap, so yep. That makes sense.
He
spins. Wow. Right behind the spectator camera. I could barely see it in the standings. No, he just waiting.
Oh no, he's going.
Yeah, very smart for him to wait. So Rich Sebi has technically one more shot. Technically one more shot. Because I don't think he broke his wing.
No, he did not break his wing, but I don't know if he has enough time or if the fuel's tight. The fuel is tight.
The fuel's tight. Look at that. He's charging up his ERS right here. But he needs to make sure he's smart about how much he charges up versus, using all the fuel and using all of his time. He needs to get a move on. Big time. Oh, he can't afford it. Oh, Santiago has spun. Santiago he had a shot at improving his qualifying. He will not improve his qualifying just based on the time that's left in the session. Santiago will start in 18th place unless Fake Man can beat him. Yeah, Fake Man is invalid right now, but he's charging up. He's charging up, but he's done. Fake Man's also done.
No time. He has no time.
So that's it for the back two. So Santiago and Fake Man are stuck in 18th and 19th. What about Gary though? Can he improve? He's 1/10 up in his best time through Sector 1, so he's definitely got some improvement in there. El Taco Jack, he's out on the lap right now. He is also, definitely going to be throwing down a really good one. Oh, he spins it through Turn 3 almost. He catches it. No, he doesn't. There he goes into the wall. That rear right tire is gone for. He was overcooking it. Makes a spin into the wall, and Xylo had a shot to take him back, but he ends up having to go into the pits early. And Giants fan has also spun as well. All the drivers pushing way too hard. And so now this leaves, some opportunity out for someone like Alan Toast, who's still got 2 sectors to go. 1.5 at this point, honestly. He's about halfway through the track right now. He's coming up on the Sector 2 marker. Let's see if he's up in his time. He's still burning ERS, so he is up in his time, but only just. But it's enough right now if he were to hold this exact place to actually eclipse Giants fan. Oh, my gosh. Minico is off. He's not going to be doing another lap, so that's the best he's got. It's a good lap, though, to 16.9. Speedy Goose is out on a lap. Will not improve as well. Giants fan is done. This qualifying session. Let's see Alan Toast come across the line. Bit of a sketchy exit out of the final corner. Oh, he makes a mistake. Yep, he's done.
Nope.
That's unfortunate for him. It was going to be 3rd, but now the best he will have is 4th. Minico will not improve. Speedy Goose will not improve. Pocas will not improve. And DTB Rich Sebi will not improve as well. That is qualifying over. Oh, no. Well, that's El Taco Jack on pole with just his second lap. His first lap was almost good enough for pole, too. It's insane.
Yeah.
Wow.
Here's the crazy thing, though. I was watching Sebi. He made the line with milliseconds to spare.
Oh.
He
And then
crossed the line and checkered flag came out.
And then he couldn't
same time,
capitalize
and
out of
gave
it.
them-
Wow.
Yeah. He was improving through Sector 1 as well.
Oh man, all that work to get to only get, destroyed by some track limits. That's tough, man.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, wow, wow. That's really unfortunate. Now somebody I guess may have destroyed a brake marker, which must have messed up Xylo a little bit. So that's unfortunate. It does happen for sure. But whoopsie daisies. That was crazy that the game really did bait them pretty hard on the weather. But that's our qualifying order. We got El Taco Jack in first, Xylo in second, Giants fan in third, Toast in fourth. Great qualifying from him. We got T-Ball in fifth. Bit of a sneaky fifth place qualifying from T-Ball. Nice job from him. Minico into sixth. Don't Blink into seventh. Speedy Goose into eighth. Sketchbull into ninth. And Zeech in the 10th. With Bob's from Braided Axe and 2 Williams guys making up 11th, 12th, Paucus in 13th, Snowman in 14th, a little far off the pace, a whole second actually off the pace. Sebi in 15th, Gary in 16th, Kermit in 17th, and then Santiago and Fake Man make out the bottom 2 positions. Unfortunate, man. For some of those guys, but very fortunate for Jack.
Red Bull's not working with my prediction right now.
Nope, they are definitely not. They are way down the order, way at the very back in 16th and 17th. So they got some work to do. The team that looks the most solid right now, I would say, is definitely Alfa Romeo.
I was about to say it's Alfa Romeo. 2 drivers in the top 5.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, they've always been good. Since they got a chance to snag T-ball, they've been good. It's just a matter of how can they close out this race, because starting in first and fifth, they've got a lot of pressure on their shoulders. So that being said, when you look at that qualifying order, Pat, we bought some crazy laps to go. 33 laps of absolute insanity. Who do you see winning this race after that qualifying?
Oh, you're putting it all on me because I will say this. I'm expecting something bad into turn 1. I'm expecting it, but Jack is looking great. Giants fan, T-Ball, the entire Alfa Romeo team, Stylo and T-Ball. You know what? I'm going to go Xylo. I'm going to say shenanigans happen and Xylo gets it done.
It's funny. I was actually thinking the exact same thing. And the reason why is because I saw both Giants, both Giants fan and Jack spin on their final push lap. And their opportunity to improve, they both spun out. So that's why I think that they are the ones that might have some problems during the race. However, I think Xylo, seems pretty stuck in. So we'll see what he's got. Snowman says someone's dying into turn 1, and let's see if you guys are both right. I think that it's going to go swimmingly. I think it's going to be the cleanest turn 1 we've ever had in tier 1, and I'm excited to see
just
them.
Like Monza.
Exactly. That was actually pretty clean.
It was very clean. I was shocked.
So this will be the exact same, because this turn 1 is always easy for all the drivers for sure. This is one of the harder ones in the track, or on the calendar. So best of luck to all the drivers. 19 drivers hit the track in just a couple seconds. Good luck to everybody. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lights are on. All the lights are off now, and we are racing out here in Spain. Jack with a good launch, but Xylo with a better one. And there's the crash before we even started. It is Minico immediately out.
Car. That's the obvious safety car. What has happened? Oh my God.
That's 4 out. What?
T-Ball is out. Sketchy's out.
Oh my gosh.
What just happened?
I think that is actually... Give me 1 second. I'm going to need you to cover for a second.
Yeah. So that's Xylo taking the lead. Our predictions are going swimmingly right now. Taco P2, Speedy P3, Zeech 4, Braided 5, Giant 6. Sebi's in 7th. The only driver on the soft tires. That's an interesting choice for him. Who has no front wing. That strategy went perfect for him. Gary is in 8th. Bop's 9th. Nathan's in 10th. Santiago 11th. Fake Mano 12th. Yellow Snowman 13th. Don't Blink 14th. And Alan Toast 15th. There are some penalties. I'll quick do that. Rich Sebi, Santiago, and Yellow Snowman all have 5-second time penalties.
Wow. Holy
And I'm
smokes.
seeing multiple drivers with no front wing. So brig out the pit crews.
Wow. Well, you know, the race is definitely going to go under administration right now. I haven't seen that big of a super pileup in a long time.
That was terrible.
Wow.
I'm being a little bit harsh here, but that was yikes.
I'm not sure who caused it either. Was the worst part about it.
I don't know. It looked like a McLaren, but I need to go back. I'm gonna go back here real quick.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate because sometimes when it's a bad driving mistake, it does not constitute for a restart. We got
right. Yeah.
7 cars made it out without damage. 13 cars affected in that crash. 13 cars.
Lord. I'm going back right now. I'm looking at the start and trying to see if I can identify anything here.
13 cars.
Oh, Lord.
It looks like it may have been
so
T-Ball who had the problem.
It's lights out and away we go. It goes before you even switch the camera. I can't even tell. Because I'm slowing down as you switch cameras. Oh, it looks like it's Alan Toast coming across T-Ball.
Oh, no.
He came across T-Ball. He's hooked. Oh
man.
no. T-Ball's squeezed by Giants fan and Alan.
Oh, dang.
Wow.
Oh.
So he's hooked. Then mayhem ensues.
Yeah, well, it looks like the race is continuing.
All right.
Yep, we are on.
It sucks for those 4 drivers, but I honestly
Yeah.
think that's the right call.
Unfortunately, yes. It is the right call. I'll go ahead and if you were able to send an invite to somebody, go ahead and please send one to Fake Mano for sure.
Let's see.
That was unreal. So for Xylo and Jack, they had the start of the century, and then for someone like Speedy Goose and Zeech and Gary and Fake Man, they all just, as Snowman would call it, made out like fat rats, and they just flew up to the top. I'm gonna go ahead and get an invite out to Fake Mano.
I got him. He's
you got
Xbox. I can do that.
Okay, cool, sweet.
Just give me just a minute here. So I
Yeah,
can
no worries,
invite
no
him.
worries at all. That's unreal the way that race started. What?
Oh my
heck?
God! Yeah.
We have 4 drivers out of the race. We got other drivers still in the race, but having to get, tires and wings, stuff like that. Yellow Snowman, changing compounds, so he's now on the hards. Very smart, so he can take it all the way to dang near the end, actually. And unfortunately, the worst luck of all time continues for Minico. Who is in 9th? How, dude? There's nothing he can do. Yeah, I think we have to take a look at that replay.
I just invited Mano. I just invited him.
Okay, cool. For those of you guys, sorry for the terrible quality of broadcast right here. I need to look at that replay. How much longer do you think we have under safety car? I'm guessing a little bit longer.
Like 3
Broadcast
minutes.
right here.
I would say.
Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and take a look at exactly what happened there.
Yeah, I will say prior, it looked like a giant squeeze.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and get this thing nice and big. Here's the replay of the start, everybody. We got to launch right here, and then I switch over the cameras. 1, 2, and there it is. Yep.
That to me is a squeeze. Like, he had nowhere to go. You can't blame T-Ball on that.
No, I think it's one of those things. So it may have been T-Ball going into it. Minico says he's got a really good POV, so I definitely would love to see that thrown in the chat right now. That would be
safety
great.
car's in. Safety car is in.
Safety car is in. Okay, cool. Well, we are done looking at this replay. But that was the moment right there.
No more replay for you.
No more. No mouse replay.
There's no more time penalties, by the way.
Yeah, okay, cool. That makes sense. That makes sense. Wow. Gary says he's got underbody damage, so he's got a race on with underbody damage. That's really difficult, but he's gonna give it his best. Minico looks like he threw in a replay in the chat, so if we do get another safety car, we'll take a look at it later. But right now we're off racing, and we've got Speedy Goose dropping all the way down to the very back. He's now in 15th place.
What happened?
Oh no, I'm not sure. Yeah, how to not be looking at Speedy Goose, but he's only down to the back. Jack and Xylo are still fighting up at the top, but a really good restart for Xylo. Held on to the lead very well. Zeech in 3rd, Gary in 4th, and And then Giants fan chasing them down up in 5th right here. He had a pretty decent launch as well. Ended up, avoiding most of that problem. Even though it may have been like he was slightly involved with it, somehow he ends up sitting in 5th. Now into 4th, he's going to make the move around the outside of Gary, who does have underbody damage, so Gary's going to be really weak for the rest of this race. He's going to have to struggle to stay into the pace, but I think he might be able to do a decent job of holding off people. Right now, he's holding off Fake Man right behind him, who did find a way to get back into the race and survive through all that carnage, so that's impressive for him. Rich Sebi sits down in 8th, right behind Bops, who actually just passed him going into turn 9. Great move from Bops, and he's only 2/10 out from that one. Big gap, though, forming between Zeech and El Taco Jack. It's big right there. Fake Nano and Bops fighting it side by side going into turn 11. It's right neck and neck. Oh, it's a little bit of a shove wide from Fake Nano. Pushes Podcast a little bit off the track. But Podcast, I think, at that moment, maybe was overextending his welcome, I think. Now this is our first full lap of racing right here, Pat. And so far, it's been pretty decent, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the top two are in a field of their own right now. Almost 3 seconds ahead? That's insane.
Yeah, that's pretty nuts.
It's been, in my eyes, since the restart, it's been good racing.
Yeah, and we got Brandon Actions making a move up into 12th as well, so gotta give him some love a little bit farther down back in the pack. Yellow Snowman sits in 14th, though, exactly where he qualified. So that's unfortunate. Those were our biggest gainers. It's Fake Man up 13 and Gary up 11, even though Gary does have underbody damage. You can see he's really struggling coming around turn 4. Biggest losers that are still alive are Alan Toast and Speedy Goose. Alan Toast down 7. Must have had a little bit of wing damage as well. One of the many that did get affected by that start, even though he started in 4th.
Yeah.
So for him to get affected by that is just pure bad luck. That's really unfortunate.
I'm assuming he just spun.
Yeah, I think it may have been just a bit of a mistake. And there's a move ahead. Looks like Nathan Paucus is really trying to get in front of Fake Nano, who's holding the door closed pretty well. Nathan Paucus looking for that really wide entry into turn 11, trying to get a good exit out of it and make a dive on Fake Nano. Does not exist. The gap is not there. The move does not happen. Pat, when you're looking at this grid right here, obviously still very tight. We got Rich Sebi actually making a little bit of an off-track moment right there. Had to do a small dodge, and El Taco Jack puts in the fastest lap of the race. What do you think when it comes to overtakes and stuff like that? Where do you think the action's mostly going to take place?
A lot of it's going to come down to T1, just the way this grid is set up right now. A lot of it's going to be turn 1. Be smart, people, please. I have to say that every time. I'm just like, at this track, there's spots like, oh, I could get moved on here. I'm like, are you sure about that?
Yeah,
it's just
one of those, like, is it wise?
Smart.
Yeah, I think you can make moves in, like, say, turn 5, which is where our spectator camera is about to go up into. This left-hand turn right here. You can make moves here if you really happen to catch a good entry and you see a bad entry from somebody else. But otherwise, it's usually not worth it. So, yeah, I agree. It's definitely one of those tracks where people need to just be as smart as possible. Speaking of being smart, though, I think Gary has been really smart to hold off this attack from Fake Nano. Somehow still holding down 5th place. He's been doing a great job with that underbody damage. And it's just slowing down Fake Nano.
Well, you know who's really been smart? Jack. He overtook in turn 5 and now almost leads by a second.
I mentioned turn 5. I said it was going to happen.
You did?
Yep. And I think Jack just has that raw pace today here. Look at that. He almost got 2/10 out of just the final sector over Xylo. So Xylo's going to have to use that DRS, otherwise he's going to be way out of touch.
Yeah. It just looked like from the start, Xylo was feeling that start. He got away so much faster than Jack.
Yeah, big time. Very much so big time. And now it's just time for either Xylo to recover or fall off. And Jack being in the lead, I don't know if there's going to be any more safety cars now that we're down to just 15 drivers. The grid being so much smaller is going to decrease the chance of a safety car by such a large margin. I don't know. I feel like this race is going to go to the end with no more safety cars. That's my guess.
Yeah. I did watch Minico's clip.
Oh, what happened?
I found the driver to blame, and he's still driving.
Is it, does he happen to be driving a papaya car?
He does seem to be driving a papaya car.
Oh, no.
It's like I originally said, just came across.
Yep. Oh, no. Well, that'll be investigated in the service report.
Oh, I'm sure it will be.
So unfortunate. And I think I know what you're talking about. Unfortunately, he might be sitting in 11th place right here. So he's doing his best to recover. Obviously, all he can do right now is just try to get as big of a time gap as possible over those behind himself. So he can stave off a couple points. Obviously, none of it was malicious. It was just a mistake. And he just, speaking of mistake, gets up on the outside curb right there.
Zylo making a move here. Just thinking about no room.
Yeah, does not exist. Yeah, I think Jack is pretty good at closing the door into turn 1 as well, in a way that's not malicious, but in a way that's definitely efficient. Yeah, right. And so, hey, it's the literal same cars is what happened today too.
Yeah.
It's the double Alpha Tauri, Alfa Romeo. How funny is that?
Yeah.
That's really funny. Speaking of which, though, on that penalty, just my own personal, perspective on that, I don't think that was a fair penalty. I think you can be penalized.
So I'm a little torn, if I can interject for a second. I think the penalty was, I think it was a bit much, but I also don't see how you could have penalized him any less, because he did force him off. In my eyes, he forced him off, and I don't. They easily could have just said give him the place. And that could have been it.
That's fair. Well, there was some really tight racing, and someone almost getting forced off right there. That person almost getting forced off is Bobs by Nathan Pockets. Nathan Pockets taps Bobs just a little bit. They somehow live and don't fully crash each other, but it's really tight between the two of them. Santiago's got the front row seat for this tussle. Going into the final sector, Bobs closed the door so hard on Pockets, forces Pockets over the curb. Now that's fair racing, but it's aggressive racing. Pockets, obviously not spinning over that curb, but he's not going to be happy about it for sure. So I expect to see some pretty hardcore attack. Yep, he's burning all of his ERS. He's trying to make that move. Bob's just using all his energy too, and it's going to be side by side into turn 1. Oh my gosh, Pockets is going to go so aggressive here into turn 2. I guarantee you. Forces Bob's to take the widest line possible, but Pockets had to back out, and that allows Santiago Robles to jump up in there. Wow, a little battle for 7th. How about this?
That's how you gotta do it. You gotta be ready to make a move. You gotta be ready.
That's true. And now the two boys in orange are actually fighting each other. It's Sebi and Toads doing a little bit of tussle coming out of 3, but they still live through this through the exchange to tell the tale. Bob's, though, holding down 7th on his own merit over Santiago Robles and Nathan Pockets, 2 of our fastest drivers. So I know Bob's always talks about how I don't belong in this tier, but honestly, he's doing a great job today.
He's showing that he does belong. He's fighting. He's in a points position, and he's doing pretty good. I don't know if he avoided the collision or not earlier, but
I think he did. I think
he did not.
No, he did not. No. Oh. Whoops.
He pitted already.
Okay. Well, yeah, he probably didn't. It's a good indicator. Well, speaking of someone who's doing pretty good job, it's Gary somehow holding down 5th with that underbody damage. He's holding up Fake Mano big time. Fake Mano made a bit of a mistake actually going to the inside curve out of the final corner. That was almost disaster, and he has too high of downforce to make a move. I think that the top speed differential between the two of them is just not enough.
Jack's won!
Oh, I told you! No way! Was it on his own merit? And he almost
I don't know. I don't see damage, so I think it was his own merit.
Oh my gosh, he almost absolutely killed Nash Martin. He's going to go sideways, and there's the collision right there.
Oh, we got
too hard on it.
Might be Nathan's out.
Yep, Nathan Pockets, I think he crashed on his own. And that's going to be El Taco Jack, his teammate, also making a mistake. It ended up spinning into Speedy Goose and broke Speedy Goose's wing. And Speedy Goose will not get a safety car right here. So that's just Speedy Goose having to go into the pits now extra. Wow. I do know that I'm going to need to send an invite to Alan Toast. I'm almost certain. If you were able to invite him, that would actually be really helpful as well, Pat.
I probably can.
I just saw him go AI.
Yep, I got him.
Wow. El Taco Jack making a mistake and then getting over aggressive to try to compensate for his mistake. I have seen that one before. It's understandable, obviously when the emotions are flowing and you make a mistake like that, the last thing you want to do is give up more space and position. But sometimes it's just what you got to do. And right there, I think he was pushing a little bit too hard and put him from, could have been 13th or 14th to now down to 12th. Does pass Speedy Goose, though, who has, like I said, some pretty good early wing damage. So Speedy Goose will be in a really tough spot right here.
I just checked the instant report. It was his own merit. The only thing that I saw was when he rejoined and was spinning all over the place.
Oh, that's tough. Yep. So that means El Taco Jack, unfortunately, just making a mistake out of turn 2. Now we got Zylo in the lead. Giants fan, though, closing the gap. Now down to 1.6. So the pace is there for Giants fan. Let's keep a look at that differential and just see how much it changes over the next few laps. Zeech sits in 3rd. Gary in 4th, still holding off Fake Mano, who's holding off his compatriot, friend, and also rival Mr. Bops sits in 6th, and Sebi getting passed up by Santiago into turn 7, like you said was going to be his spot. Nice move from Santiago, who does have a penalty. He's the only driver on the grid with a penalty with 3 seconds. It's going to be maybe a move redone from Sebi. Nah, he just has to stay back. Probably could have sent it, but he played the safe move. Yep, stops-wise, only 6 drivers have yet to make a stop. Jack, and then the top 5. Wow.
They all will have to stop again. Everyone will have to stop again.
Yes, they will. Yeah, even those that are on the one-stoppers. I think somebody who might not have to stop is Yellow Snowman. He's looking at taking those parts to the very end. It is possible. We saw Drunken Shamrock do it in Tier 3, so it's definitely doable. Is it likely? No.
I think he stops still. I really do.
You think so?
I think he does. Oh, Gary spun round!
No, the underbody's done it to him. He's waiting.
I think there was contact, actually.
Oh, no. Would have been with Fake Nano, huh?
Yeah, it looked like there was a slight bump. No, it did not look. It did not have any malice to what I saw, but there was a moment there.
And Santiago spun it as well. Wow! Like I said, a high chance for incidents here. And look what's happened.
This is starting to look like a qualifying real life.
Yeah, seriously, right? That was a bit of a sloppy session, wasn't it?
Unfortunately, it's looking like it here in the race.
Yeah. Now with Santiago going off where he did, it did not bring out a safety car, so no respite for any of these drivers that are big gaps away from each other. With 14 drivers still left in the race, someone like Speedy Goose and Giant Fan, both the Haas drivers actually really could use a safety car right here. That would help them out a ton when it comes to getting back up into the race.
Oh, Snowman left. Oh, I got him friended. Give me a second.
You got him? Cool. Wonderful. Thank you. A little bit farther down, we're going to go back on that Fake Nano right there. He's chasing down Bops for 4th place position right now. Bops on some older mediums. Put on those mediums after that lap 1 collision and has definitely made the most of the advantage to pace. But now he's really got to just hold off the hard runners. Those mediums can go 20 laps if you nurse them. But I don't think Bops is nursing them. I think he's going full push mode, so I expect to see about 17 laps out of these mediums.
Yeah.
That'll put him on lap 18 when he goes
in. I mean, yeah, lap 8. Let me see. So, Bops, I'm trying to see if he started on a different tire. Bops did not. He would have to go a different compound. So he might go in earlier.
Ah. So he was on medium to start and he picked another medium?
Yeah, he has to go in. I would say he goes in a little bit earlier for hards. Or does he try to extend for softs?
You know, I would extend for softs. I can confidently tell you, you can extend for softs. They can go the distance. Will they is a different question, but you can make them go to lap 22, 23 if you're really good at nursing, and you get a couple of safety cars as well, which definitely help. Zylo, though, just put down a 1 minute 20.242. Good lap from him. He's extending that gap by just a bit, but Giants fan definitely still keep in touch. Giants fan with 60% ERS. Oh. We have a yellow flag in the back. It's Bops, as we're talking about him. And
it's hards. It's hards.
Yep, it's hards to the end.
That's unfortunate. There's yellow. He's back.
Yeah, so Bops will be going now hards to the end. He'll be coming out right around where Braided Axe is. I'm sure that's about his spot. Also, I hope you guys like my 3rd commentator, our extra guest, my cat, Ketzel. He's just cradled up in my arms. He likes hanging out.
Ketzel, your thoughts.
What'd you say?
Ketzel, your thoughts on the race so far.
Hey, Ketzel, what are your thoughts?
Nothing.
Okay. Yep. Bit of a silent type, you know? Bit of a silent observer. Speaking of observer, though, I'm observing Alan Toast attacking Don't Blink. Look at that one right there. And Yellowstone's left again. Unfortunately, he's having some connection issues. He was the one who's given a lot of crap about the fact that everybody has bad internet connection. Look at that going on right now.
Is that some karma?
Yeah, I think it might be. Alan Toast, Don't Blink. Rich Sebi all having a little tussle. Rich Sebi getting a little bit compromised. Alan Toast trying to look for a way around. The Mercedes might have gotten him. It's still side by side into turn 11. Oh my gosh, it's really tight. Ooh. How are they going to handle the sector 3? Don't Blink gives absolutely no room extra than he had to, but he does give it up right there, and Alan Toast squeezes his way up into 6th. Good move right there. Really good move right there.
That's how you get it done around there.
You got to, yeah. I mean, he was smart about the way that he gave just enough room. He ended up actually, coming out with an advantage over that corner where not a whole lot of room was given to him. So that was good. What we got?
Ooh, interesting. They did a swap.
They did, yeah.
Sebi swapped, and then Alan waved to him, thanking him, and Santiago spun.
Oh, unfortunate. Man, he's been having some tough racing for sure.
Yeah,
Really not
very unfortunate.
Yeah, not been a safe.
He did win NA last time out, though.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, that's where he's better.
That's where Yellow's better, if we're being honest.
Yep. He's really good there, actually, which is crazy because he goes from a fully assisted race where he uses basically every assist in the book to going full no assists, like back to back. It's crazy to me. He's so good there. But yeah, no, I think it's good for us to go ahead and take a look at those podium sitters. Zeech almost 12 seconds out from Giants fan and Zylo. That's crazy how big that gap is between the two of them. Wow, wow, wow. And then Don't Blink and Sebi fighting it off still. Really tight. Kermit Tax has left the session. Looks like we had a few desyncs.
Kermit is out of the race.
Yeah, he's just done. Yeah.
I just saw Mano's message. I just sent him an invite.
Sweet. Thanks so much. Appreciate that. And as we're back, into the thick of this race, we're just around that halfway mark. And we've got El Taco Jack making a move on Don't Blink. Almost certainly going to have it done. Yeah, he's going to have it done. And then ahead of that is Fake Mano. Rich Sebi gets in front of Fake Mano. They're just shopping the field right now, the McLaren duo. They're flying. This is it's been a good strategy.
Killer right now.
Yeah.
They look killer.
Now, Fake Mano, I'm sure he's not going to want to give that position up without a fight. El Taco Jack right behind him is going to give him way too much attack. He turns right into the side of Fake Mano. I happened to catch that one. Way too aggressive. He's parked in the racing line right here. What's going to happen? Is a Ferrari coming behind him. Yellow Snowman dodges him. But is it going to be enough room going into the next corner? El Taco Jack not going to want to give it up. Has to, though.
He has damage. And Santiago gets a 10-second.
Yep.
I think he's retiring.
Yeah,
yep, he's retiring.
He's unfortunate, we're down to 13.
That was a mean move, what he just did there.
What, he just hard ran into the pits?
He destroyed the pit marker sign.
Oh, no, I don't think that was on purpose, I'm sure.
I don't think it was, but if it was, that's rude.
That's rough, yep. Well, you know what? People just better learn how to pit. Right here, Santiago is going to be coming out on track, obviously because the AI is stupid. But it won't come out on track in a way that disadvantages any of the drivers. Alan Toastmer should be far enough away from it to the point they're not going to get affected. Zeech getting on the mediums, though, early, in my opinion. I think he had a little bit more time on those hards. You really can go hards to softs here. Like, you really can. So, I'm surprised he didn't choose it. But then there's Jack catching 5. Doesn't slow down in time with that wing damage. And his race has gone from bad to worse. After putting it on pole, he's way down at the bottom. And we said it was going to be a Zylo versus Giants fan battle, and Zylo was going to win it. And right now, our predictions are looking pretty right, with Zylo currently sitting in the lead. Giants fan, though, not too far out, 1.7 seconds away, and it's been about the same for the past, 3 laps or so. It's been an almost even gap all the way through, so something to note. Alan Toast, though, sits in 3rd on those mediums, and Sebi in 4th. Actually getting gapped out from Alan Toast. Fake Man on hard attack in 5th.
Yeah, I mean, the McLarens have shocked me today. I did not expect this.
They're speedy.
From right now, 3-4.
Yeah, they're speedy. No, obviously there might be some penalties coming to
Giants fan's in.
Oh, Giants fan isn't? Interesting. He's going for the undercut. He'll be grabbing those mediums for sure.
Yes.
The mediums are fast here, though, I will say. So it's sometimes not even worth it to stay out on the hards if you feel like your pace isn't as good on the hards as it could be. So he'll be putting on those mediums. Going to go to the end. Yellow tires are pretty strong here, so... speaking of yellow, though, that jersey of yours still looking very orange. Just gonna say.
I can turn on my lights if you want. If you want to turn yellow.
However, I do also want to mention Giants fan goes in the pits and he had that much of a gap that he still sits in 2nd. Doesn't even get overtaken out of the pits. Oh, we got a spin. Gary spun on his way into the pits, or on his way out of the final corner. Does not damage the car, I don't think. Yeah, somehow
There's
the
no
car's
damage.
Totally fine. I don't know how he did that, but yeah, he's still fine. So Speedy Goose sits in 12th, trying his best to recover up into some points. He's actually not too far out of it. About 6 seconds out of the points right now. So he's got a shot. Bobs and Fake Mano still fighting it right here. They're going right next to each other side by side in turn 3 and 4. Bobs looks like he's just going to give it up and say, go ahead. Yep, he's going to let him through. Braided Axe gets, Braided Apps and Bops and Fake Mano fight it, and Bops the one who got through. They're all blue cars, and it's so confusing to me. Oh, Fake Mano, look, he's
I know the
shaking his
feeling.
head. He's like, let me through. And Bob's is like, no, no, no. I am holding this position. Now, we did mention that Giants fan went in last lap, and he was at a 20-second differential. If he can gain up to the 19-second differential between himself and Xylo, I see Giants fans undertake working. Undercut? Words are hard.
Undercut.
Undercut? Yeah, I see it working. So, Yellow Snowman, though, has recovered pretty masterfully. Mr. Kamau says something. What do you think about Yellow Snowman's pace this race?
It's been as I expected. He's not a quality merchant here in Tier 1. He is a race merchant. He performs in the race, and he's doing it very well. Not next to Sketchy Bull, unfortunately, so we don't have that for today.
Yep, we're not going to have that at all.
He's doing a great race. I'm really wondering, he needs to throw into the pits, maybe for those mediums, or wait a few more laps for those softs. So we'll see what his game plan is.
Yeah, that's a good point. Now, we just saw a fastest lap get put down by Taco Jack on the mediums. Giants fan not making up hardly any time at all. Actually, I'm really surprised by how little time he's made up. I really thought it would be more. Yep,
it's 19.
It's 19.8. It's not enough. He needed to be at 19 flat, unless Giants fan has the most insane final sector of his whole life. I don't see him. Yeah, there's no way. Xylo's literally in the pit box right now. Hold on a second.
Wow.
This is tight.
Yeah,
This is very tight.
I was telling you, bro. I'm telling you.
This is really tight. It might be done and dusted. They're side by side to turn one. Nope, they're side by side to turn one. Guarantee you it's a deep dive. It's a deep dive. I knew it. And that was Xylo overcooking it. Xylo absolutely overcooked that one. Why would he do that? Should have just let him through. And Xylo has gone to third now after straight T-boning Giants fan, who somehow does not collect any damage. Wow, that was 4K right there.
Oh,
Xylo, I don't think he has damage to either, though, so he has a chance to catch back. But he's got 7 seconds now to make up. Look at him. He's shaking it off. He's like, oh, man.
He's also warming up those tires because those are cold coming out of the pits.
Yep, he probably outbraked himself right there, coming out of the pits. And yeah, I mean, it's understandable with how cold those tires are, and that pit exit especially is really deceptive on when you're supposed to brake. You can see how much he's even struggling over turn 9 right there, which is a spot nobody ever struggles on mediums. So that's really unfortunate right there. As Mockmage calls it, it's the vortex of danger. I agree. That spot right there, it's just a bad spot to be in. And Giants fan, there wasn't really much else he could do. He left enough room. It was fair, and I think Xylo just kind of overdid it. But Alan Toast, though, sits in second right now on 18-lap-old mediums. He will be going in pretty soon. Those only go about 20 laps, but he'll be taking them, once he hits about 22 laps on them, and then he'll pop on some softs and go to the end, I guarantee you. Now, Don't Blink, though, sits in fourth on 19-lap-old hards. He'll also have to pit for softs, along with Sebi, Snowman. I'm sure they're both going to go for softs. Braided Axe might take them to the end, though, when it comes to those who are not going to pit. So we shall see exactly how this is going to go. I mean, I'm quite impressed with the McLarens today. Yellow Snowman is getting pressured hard by Zeech, though. 4-lap-old mediums versus 19-lap-old hards.
Yellow, I like what you're doing, but I don't think this is the battle you really want to spend your time on.
Yeah, he needs to work on, just catching up to Rich Sebi.
Well, he's also got nursed those hards to that pit stop.
Yep. Now a little bit farther back, we got Fake Nano and Bob's still fighting this thing. What the heck, man? They keep going for it. And it's still Bob's holding off Fake Nano, but only just. It's only by a couple tenths every single lap, so it's nowhere near done and dusted. Xylo, though, has already caught back up to Toast. It's 3 tenths away. He's probably going to try to make a move coming out of the final corner. Look at him. He's got to brake a little bit extra than he probably wants to. It's slowing him down when it comes to catching up to Giants fan. Toast is going to go to the pits right here. There it is. Go to the softs, I'm almost certain. Let's take a look at Toast's pace. I knew he was going to catch that 5 second. I saw him brake too late. I saw it, dude. I literally saw it. I was like, oh, he's going to catch a 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now
Zeech is going to get it done here on the start-finish straight. Mage's prediction is wrong, as some of his takes. Wink, wink.
Zeech is not going to get it done. Nope.
I'm expecting a lunge. Oh,
Zeech, that was a mistake. That was a mistake. You should have stayed behind more convincingly. He has unsettled the Ferrari, though. He's going to go for a switchback here, I'm certain. And there he goes. But Snowman has enough grip to hold him off.
No ERS for him.
Yep, Snowman had enough grip to hold him off for sure. Snowman goes really wide, though, out of turn 4. Oh, no, hold on a second. Zeech might have the move done and dusted. Snowman thought about diving into it, but he decided not to. He's still going to be just enough alongside, but not too much. So Zeech is through now. Snowman can maybe just, hang out with him and just hang out behind him and let him tow him around. So that's probably the right move right now anyway.
Yeah.
Now, Alan Toast catching that extra penalty puts him at 8 seconds, I think. Yeah, 8 seconds of penalties. Jack is at 5 as well for speeding in the pit. So 8 seconds for himself plus potential post-race penalties. He is looking very, very much so time penalized at this moment. He is looking good, on track. His general on-track pace is really good. So Zylo puts on the fast lap of the race. He's cooking. He's trying his best to catch back up to Giants fan.
Oh, yeah. He's got a lot of work to do, though.
A lot of work. 7.6 seconds in 10 laps. I don't know, man.
That's a tall order.
I
expect these 3, 4, and 6 to all come in this lap for softs.
They should go and wait out 2 more laps and go for softs. The hards are probably only about 35, 40% right now. So I think they should wait 2 more laps and then go for the softs. If they do, though, they're going to be coming out at the very back of the field.
Yeah, it's rough.
Like all the way in 10th. They'll barely be in front of Jack and only maybe just. It'll be tight if they're in front of Jack. Blink, I think, would be pretty convincingly in front of Jack, but Sebi and Snowman, it'll be really tight for those two, so I really can't do the math.
I still think Sebi's ahead by a few seconds.
Snowman, though, no shot.
Snowman is no shot, but Sebi, right now, to me, it looks like about 3-second gap.
Okay. Well, I trust your maths on that one. Those who are going to go to the end, it's going to be all the medium runners that are out right now, as well as probably Braided Axe and Bops.
I don't think Gary's making it to the end, though.
No. Nope, Gary's going in soon.
Those are some old hards.
And he's been running those old hards with underbody damage. Yeah, he's brave. Giants fan, though, has actually been gapping out a little bit more pace on Zylo this lap. This looks like his best lap so far in a little bit of time, so he's doing a good job to hold that off. I don't see Zylo finding a way to get back through, but you never know. There could be a late safety car or something like that, in which case everything goes out the window. But right now the battles are here between 8th and 10th. Fake Nano trying to find his way through. Bops still. Braided Axe just watching them fight. So it's Williams bread with Alpine meat in the middle for the sandwich. That's what it is. I've never understood when people call it like a Williams sandwich like this, when it's, that's not what you call a sandwich. Like, a turkey sandwich doesn't have turkey as the buns. Turkey's in the middle. So it wouldn't be a Williams sandwich. It would be an Alpine sandwich with Williams bread. That is the... And right now the whole grid actually is a sandwich between Haas bread. I also mentioned.
That's a big sandwich.
We've got an Alfa Romeo, Mercedes, McLaren, Mercedes, Ferrari, McLaren, Williams, Alpine, Williams, Alpha Tauri, Red Bull sandwich.
So wait. So what you're telling me is Monaco last week was a Red Bull sandwich?
Other way around.
Or,
Yes.
Sorry. It was Red Bull bread.
It was a full grid It was a full grid with Red Bull bread sandwich. That is correct. Yeah. I'm getting
I never
hungry now.
thought about that until now. Yeah, you're making me hungry. I just ate food too.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna have some Indian food tonight.
There you go.
Yeah, some chicken tikka masala. Sounds bomb.
There you go.
Oh, speaking of tikka masala, Fake Nano's making this look delicious. Easy overtake right here over Bops. Finally got it done and dusted. Just kidding. Hold on. Is Bops going to fight it? Bops sends it into turn 1. That is hyper aggressive. Bops, I mean, I like the tenacity for sure. Probably would have been better to hold back and just take the L and grab the draft. But wow, what a launch from Bops.
That was a good lunge, but it was very aggressive.
Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty brave. Now, Sebi says he's going to try to take these hards to the end of the race with this advantage that he has over some other people, because he also has yellow front wing damage as well. So that's unreal. Now, we do know Rich Sebi to be able to hold off people with crazy tire disadvantage, because remember Miami? One of the most insane drives I've seen when it came to holding people off. He held off Yellow Snowman for like 7 laps at a ridiculous disadvantage. So, if anybody can do it, it's going to be Rich Sebi.
Yeah, he says the gaps he has over some people. I'm not so sure. Zeech is coming to DRS with less than half a second away.
Yeah, but I think he's got enough of the gap on Yellowstone to the point he won't lose 6th.
Yeah, I think that's the case. Oh, he's letting him go.
Yeah, it was worth it. It was worth it.
Yeah.
He's gonna hold behind and just hang out and have a good time, and just let that Mercedes carry him along a little bit. See if he can grab a little bit of DRS from him. It's not gonna happen. Look at that. He's already lost 3/10 out of that turn 3. So yeah, the missing the damage on the front wing is making a big difference. Now it's not enough to be visually apparent, but it is enough to be performance hindering. So. He's stuck in 5th now. He's actually losing a lot of time to Yellowstone, and Yellowstone just got a second on him. Hold on a second. This might not be good enough.
With this many laps to go, that is a gap that can easily be brought down.
Yeah. It's only 6 laps, right? Yeah.
Yeah. No.
6 laps?
No.
7. Technically 7, but... Giants
no.
crossover. Oh, sorry.
It's now 7 to go. Now 7 to go.
Yes. Math is hard, bro.
It's always triggered me when I see that because I think that's what we have completed, except that's the lap we're on.
Yep. Exactly. And yeah, it always messes me up for sure. Mage says someone's gonna get a puncture. I don't know if that's gonna happen.
Don't blink, mate. Don't blink, mate.
That is fair. If Don't Blink was gonna get a puncture, so would Snowman and Sebi and Gary. So I don't know, man. I don't know.
Could that mean Alan Toast could provisionally be P4 before Pence?
Could find a way. Could find a way.
Provisional for some reasons.
Yeah, it's possible. Again, probable. I don't know, but possible for sure. So we'll see if that does end up happening. Now we're gonna go ahead and take a look at that Bob's versus Fake Man battle because it's still so tight, and Bob's actually getting a little bit sideways coming out of turn 4. So. He's putting the pressure on right now, trying his best to catch back up. He does not have the pace for it. Holding off Braided Axe, who's in 10th. So right now, Bob's looking to score some points at least. And he's within the penalty range of Alan Toast, so he would score another position. So right now, he has 8th on penalties. Jack, though, way at the back in 11th with that penalty also puts him comfortably in 11th. So let's see what happens now. Jordan puts up a really good fear. An important fear that I hope he needs to keep worrying about and that it might actually happen for realsies is the 2 Mercedes guys coming together.
I wonder why you say that.
I wonder why.
I wonder why you say that.
Is absolutely flying right now compared to Blink. Zeech has no energy, though, and Blink's got 30%, so at least he's got that going for him. But, every single lap he's losing like half a second to a second.
Oh, Bobs looks like he's going to get the move done here. Oh, he's got it.
Go for it.
Easy.
Yeah. Is there going to be a late dive? No. So Fake Man doesn't return the favor of the late dive that Bobs gave him last lap. So
no, that would have been a crash right there.
That would have been a crash, yes. Fake Man stuck in the dirty air. They're coming out of turn 3. End up having a good enough launch out of it to still stay very relevant. Taps the back of Bobs. Bob says, whoa, whoa, whoa. Fake Man actually slows down. That was sportsman. That was very sportsmanlike. Very good move right there from Fake Mano. Appreciate. By the way, guys, if you guys are watching this, do that if that ever happens to you. What just happened right there? If you do that and you make a mistake, just slow down. Just be a nice guy. Yeah. We're all league racing here, Speaking of slowing down, Alan Toes is not slowing down. He's passing Yellow Snowman down that second DRS straight. And I think that's the first pass we've seen all day there. Finally somebody got it done. They put DRS there for a reason. No one's used it. What the heck? It's messed up with him. Now at the back, though, it's Braided Axe and Jack. Jack going to go around the outside of Braided Axe. No problem. And then still a Fake Mano and Bops battle right here. So between Fake Mano and Bops, who do you see winning this one?
It's gonna come down to that last lap DRS. That's what it's gonna be at the end, and I'm gonna go with Bops. I think he's got it. I think he's got it to the end because those hards right now are in their sweet spot. They're in their sweet spot right now. The mediums are starting to die out.
Well, the mediums are definitely not dying out. They're only about 27, 28% right here. Maybe, not probably like 35. They're definitely still runnable. It's about how you're using
dying out on that peak.
Yes. He's right at the very end of their advantage point, so he needs to get a move on if he wants to do something with them. It looks like he's just not quite able to get in front of that very wide, basically semi-truck looking Bops that's just taking up all the road. This is honestly, that's all for it. Good on him for for being properly defensive. A little bit higher up, it's Sebi and Alantos swapping again, this time down that same straight that we've only seen 2 overtakes done there, both by Alantos. So what the heck, man.
Yep.
Alantos finding a spot. He's got 7-lap-old mediums. He is definitely flying right here. About to gap out a full second over Rich Sebi, who's on 27-lap-old hards, and Blake on 28. These are going to go 30-something laps, dude.
Oh, this might be a puncture, honestly.
They went from the first safety car, from that opening, from that opening launch crash.
That is surprising.
Zeech, though, needs to somehow find 3 seconds, which I think he should be able to, looking at 20-lap-old hards in front of him. But it doesn't look like he's getting it. What's going on here?
I don't know. That is confusing to me.
I'm surprised that he's not able to get any more pace on this thing.
I've been watching this. Bob's Mano has a moment, and it reminds me of one thing that I've been holding on to till now. Me defending you at Spain.
Hey, you know what? We don't need to talk about that, okay? Because that was dirty and unfair. All right. Now we'll
Hey, you hit me.
You know what? I hit you because you were in the way. So that's the problem. Speaking of in the way, though, we've got El Taco Jack thinking that these 2 cars in front of him are in the way because he is catching them up like rapid. He's 2/10 away from Fake Mano. I'm sure that we're going to see a pretty intense dive here from El Taco Jack at some point. He has had a couple overly aggressive moves throughout this race already. He's been plagued with incidents after that mistake, and almost makes a mistake right there going out of turn 10 into turn 11. Or sorry, yeah, turn 11.
Yep.
That was close. Very close. He might be able to get it done clean on the Alpine, though, in the DRS zone. It just depends on the exit here out of the final corner. It's good, but not quite good enough. I think the DRS that Fake Now is going to have is going to be able to hold off El Taco Jack just fine. Yep, that's fine. So where do you think we see El Taco Jack making a move? Because he's going to try, isn't he?
He's going to do it. I unfortunately think he's going to get too aggressive and make another mistake. I unfortunately think so, based off what we've seen today. Oh, that curb scares me.
Yeah, it is scary, isn't it?
I think he's going to send it somewhere. He might send it at turn 10. It's going to be scary if he's too far back. If he's right there, it'll be easy and done move as Gary actually goes into the pits. That surprises me.
He might be putting on softs.
Speedy Goose has done that. He's also lapped.
Yeah, well, Speedy Goose is going for fastest lap again, too.
I think Gary's doing the same.
Yeah, even though Gary has the underbody damage. Now we're looking at the Jack versus Mano thing, and Jack is right up on the tail of Mano coming around turn 9. Hold on a second, it might be done and dusted here. Jack is going to go for it into turn 10, and it's going to slow down Mano. Oh, Jack does not go for it. Mano covered off the inside, and there's Jack with the switchback trying to find the pace and the grip, but it's not there. Can't find his way around the outside either. Still looking for a gap. Does not exist. A little bit higher up in front of it. It's Yellow Snowman and Rich Sebi, who have been caught up by this pack. Bops has caught up to Yellow Snowman and Rich Sebi, who are both on extremely old hard tires. Bops might be able to get 2 positions here in the final lap of the race. Hold on a second. Is Bops about to go from 8th to 6th?
Lap.
Oh, yeah, from the second to last lap, excuse me. Snowman's going to make a dive on Sebi. Sebi's just going to let him through, but Bops is now going to get caught behind the super slow tires of Rich Sebi. Bops needs to find a way to get around here at turn 3. Take the outside line. This is the smart move. That's the move right there from Bops. Absolutely genius. Rich Sebi gives him just enough room, but no more than he was required. And Bops is up into 7th. Good move right there. Down a little bit lower. It's El Taco Jack, and it's a collision with Fake Mano. They somehow lived to tell the tale, but it was almost too much. El Taco Jack going to make a send here on the McLaren, almost certainly into one of these corners. Look, I'm trying to look for the inside line. There's the exit right there. It's going to be a send in the next corner. And it's going to be wise for Sebi to just let off and let him through. Yep, he was smart. Very wise from Sebi. Good, smart awareness right there. Bots on the attack.
Turn 8.
Is that it? You were right, man. It's happened like 4 times now. What? You are clairvoyant. You are literally clairvoyant. That's incredible. Now we got Bops right here trying to find his way past Yellow Snowman. And as we're having all this battle right behind the Sebi, Fake Man, Jack, all fighting it as well. It's a tight battle for that 6th through 10th position. The last 5 positions of points are all very contested. Up at the top, though, it's Giants fan halfway through his final lap here, absolutely dominating. 8 seconds ahead of Zylo, who sits in 2nd. Don't blink. Somehow holding down 3rd, but with only a second to Zeech. Zeech might find it on this final lap. This final lap is going to be nothing but action. Bops not able to get past Snowman going into turn 1. Jack still sits in 8th. Fakeman in 9th, and Sebi far off the pace now in that last points position spot, though. Jack with the penalties might have some problems here, and Bops getting held up big time. Yellow Snowman. Bops needs to put the pedal down. Does not find the exit there, and El Taco Jack looking to get a move on as well. I don't think it's worth it from Jack. Yeah, he decides to stay back. And there's a move right there from Bob's, potentially going to go into the next corner. It's not quite around there. Jack would have to have the most insane grip, or sorry, Bob's have the most insane grip around the outside. Did not have it. Snowman holds it off, and that's Giants fan with the win. Holy smokes, he's so far ahead, I didn't even see him. Giants fan with the W and the fastest lap. Don't Blink will come home in third, and Zyla will come home in second. We got to give some love to these guys in the back, though. Snowman, Bob's, and Jack. Bob's going to go for it here. And Jack is maybe going to go for it as well. Bob's looking for it on the outside into turn 10. It might be done. I'm not sure if he can get it done. Jack, has he spun it? Oh, no.
Yeah.
But
and
it's
Bops.
Bops and have got past Yellow Snowman. Finally, he does it. He gets through Fake Mano into 8th. Jack into 9th. And he's right behind Fake Mano as well. And then Sebi will come home in the last points position spot. He is more than 3 seconds out from El Taco Jack as well, so will not have that overtake done. Even on track, it's done. But I will have to say, Don't Blink, as unsung hero as he was, what a drive to take those 32 laps and get a podium. Unreal. Unreal. Yellow Snowman somehow coming home in 7th as well on 32 lap-able hards. Sebi got a puncture at the end of all of the 3 that all went to the end of those
Mage
hards.
was right.
Sebi was the only one.
Mage was right.
Wow, he said there was going to be a puncture, and it happened in the last lap. Brutality. But hey, you know what? I will say, these drivers gave it their all. They absolutely flew at the end. That's crazy.
It's insane.
And, Snowman says he got robbed of 12 seconds because of EA servers. Yeah, it definitely did mess him up for sure. But we got Giants fan with the W. Absolutely insane racing from him. Grabs the win and the fast lap on the last lap of the race, too. Zylo comes home in 2nd. Don't Blink comes home in 3rd. Zeech to 4th. Toast to 5th. We'll definitely have a few penalties post-race, though. Bob's to 6th. Snowman to 7th. Fake Mano to 8th. Sebi to 9th. Jack to 10th. And then Braided Axe, Speedy Goose, Gary all make out the final 3 positions of those who finished. Santiago down, all not finishing. The Aston Martin really having a tough race here today, and Red Bull as well. AlphaTauri as well. Really, really unfortunate for those 3 teams, but the rest of the teams all, kind of actually did a pretty good job. Mercedes obviously the best team of the day, though, coming home in 3rd and 4th, which I did not see that coming because they started in 7th and 10th from the grid. So, great job! Wow, what a race, man! How about that?
Yeah, that was insane.
I am interested to see what the stewards report's going to look like after this one. Would you mind sending a message in the Tier 1 chat to Giants fans, Zylo and Blink to jump in for interviews? While we do that, let's go ahead and take a look at this clip from Minico, who happened to catch, obviously, the start of the race. So here is the camera from Minico. I'm curious to see exactly what happened. He gets a good launch right here. See, T-Ball goes right up there. Alan Toast. Oh, I already see it going down right there. Alan Toast starts closing it off. What's hard because Alan Toast, he's probably here thinking, oh, I have a red arrow. It's definitely Giants fan. There's no way it's T-Ball. He probably has no idea that T-Ball's going for there. And then here, boom, and it's they make contact a little bit, and that's where it clips. The front right wheel of T-Ball clips the back rear of Alan Toast, and there's the pinch. And he goes across, and it's about to go crazy. Oh my gosh. Just straight up teleports across the track. And that's Minico. You can already see his wheels about to come off. And it's gone. Yeah, wheels off.
Yep.
How Alan Toast lives through that, along with Giants fan lives through that. Giants fan not only lived to tell the tale.
Yep.
He won the race.
Yeah.
After getting caught in that. Wow, wow, wow. What a recovery from Giants fan.
Yep. And our top 3 are here.
Yeah, there's nothing that Minico could do in that one. Absolutely nothing he could do. That was unreal. Well, hey, if we got our top 3 in here, let's go ahead and drag one of them in there. You want to drag one in?
Yep. We're bringing Blink.
Don't Blink is up in here. Mr. Blink, how's it going, dude? What the heck was that tire management? Congratulations on your podium.
Yes, thank you. I was just praying they were going to make it to the end.
You were one of 2 people who did have those tires actually make it to the end. Rich Sebi had a puncture, so you were probably right on the cusp of it, man. How do you think the rest of your race went all the way up until that point? It just seemed like your job was just to stay out and pray.
I mean, after the lap 1 fiasco, it was tire management the whole way.
Yep.
So,
did you get caught in that big one?
Absolutely. I spun probably 4 or 5 times.
Oh my
Oh,
God, you got really
jeez.
badly caught in it. I'm just excited for
Yeah,
everybody to
bad.
put their POVs in there because
Mhm.
that'll be the best YouTube short that we've ever had for sure.
I'll definitely have to show mine. It was
Yes.
absurd.
Yes, please. I need everybody's POVs. Please put them in the tier 1 chat. I'll make sure to send them all over to Kayla. Yeah, I mean, for you to go from that crash to coming home in 3rd place is absolutely insane. The only person on the podium that did not get involved with that was Xylo. Because Giants fan was actually at the very front of the whole incident, and he came home in the win. So it seemed like that may have actually been good luck, right?
I guess so. I mean, hopefully Abu Dhabi has one of these.
Yeah, yes. We're definitely really excited for Abu Dhabi to have another giant 13-car crash at the beginning. That's did you know that it was 13 cars?
I had no idea. I thought there was maybe 4 or 5.
13 cars. 13 cars got collected in that one. I think that's probably one of
Okay.
the biggest collisions we've ever had in Moose Racing League. So congratulations for being a part of history. Proud of you.
Well,
Yeah.
thanks for streaming it.
Of
Hope
course.
you enjoyed.
That was absolutely insane, man. You know, obviously your pace was also very good too, beyond just your general tire management and your strategies. You deserve that podium. And so going into next week, you've got a pretty solid points move up right there. Going into next race, what are you looking to do? Are you looking to kind of repeat that one, or do you feel like this one was a bit of a fluke?
I'm not sure. Spain has always been a good track. I felt like I couldn't push due to the tires, but I'm just going to be out there and have fun.
Yeah, I think Abu Dhabi will be a good track for everybody too. It definitely does promote some incidents, into that chicane in between the 2 big DRS zones. But other than that, it seems to be a relatively clean track. So we shall see exactly what happens. And I say I wish you the best of luck. I hope the next race goes much better than this one, even though this one was already a pretty decent result at the end of the carnage. And yeah, thanks for jumping in. Thanks for playing.
Well, thank you.
We'll catch you around.
That's-
Alrighty, guys. Well, that was our friend Don't Blink. I'm sure, Pat, you're bringing somebody else in. Who we got next?
Yeah. We got Xylo. We're going in order. 3, 2,
All
1.
right. Thank you so much, Mr. Xylo. Man, how's it going? I know you're probably a little bit gutted right now, even though it was a great P2 finish. How you feeling?
Honestly, good. Yeah, as you said, I could have came here like 25 points, and we're thinking about 18, but it happens. That's racing.
Yeah, that is racing, unfortunately. Actually, if you don't mind, would you be able to turn up your volume just a little bit? That might help me out a little bit.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, I think the race itself went about as good as it possibly could. Now, that one mistake right there, I couldn't tell exactly what happened between you and Giants fan. It did look like it was a little bit of an outbreaking from you, and Giants fan just came across where he was, relatively about normal to. Do you feel like you outbroke yourself, or do you feel like it was a door close?
I feel like it was a door closer because even if I had warm tires, I had to go all the way to the sausage curbs into turn 1, and obviously, if that happens, it installs your car and you spin out. So I don't know. I'll see what the stewards think. And,
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I can get with P1.
Yeah, I was curious as to exactly what's going to happen. Now, if you were to get P1, it would have to be more than a 5-second penalty, so it would have to be a big one. However, we'll see exactly what Giants fan involvement in the turn 1 collision ends up being. I don't think it's going to be much at all. I think he was just a bit of a passenger in that one. But speaking of which, you were one of only a few drivers that did not get collected in that. I heard from Jack that you guys just turned on your rearview mirror and were just laughing. Tell me about what you were thinking when you got through that. Do you think like, oh, I'm going to win this race, or what else is going through your head?
I don't know. I was just laughing because it's tier 1. Obviously, the fastest drivers in the league, and I feel like me and Jack were the most with the penalty points, having lots of incidents, being most aggressive. Seeing that happen to the others is
That's a good point.
kind of ironic, I say.
I see exactly what you're talking about. Now that's a very fair point. Well, I think you did the best that you could with with the incidents that you had as well, and just like kind of like how you made through with all of it. I know obviously you and Jack. I saw when Jack spun. I didn't see exactly what happened, so I'm sure that might go to stewards as well. I'm not sure. Could you talk to me a little bit about what happened there?
I feel like we were just racing, and I think I left enough space. I don't know. I haven't seen Jack's POV at all yet, but I don't know. I think we'll see what the stewards decide about that, and maybe he's nice enough to not even report me.
I don't know about that one. But, you know, we can always hope. That's for sure. And I appreciate the fact that you're going for the hope. So, you know, you never know. He might not. But either way, man, I think you did a great job. A P2 is definitely a great finish. It still keeps you very much so within a shot at that championship. So Giants fan is nowhere near running away with this thing. And it's that 2-horse race between you two by a huge margin. So going into the last 2 races, Abu Dhabi and Canada, which one do you feel more confident at?
Canada. I feel like
Canada.
my pace there is very strong. It's kind of like a home track to me as well.
Oh, nice.
I live very up north in the States, so
Oh, nice.
hopefully next year I'll be there as well in the real life Grand Prix.
Heck yeah. Wait, are you like a Maine area kind of thing, or more like Michigan? I'm going to Michigan.
No. I live in Massachusetts.
Oh, nice. Heck yeah.
Huh?
The big PA. Well, man, you know, I think right next to PA, excuse me. I think yeah, geography's hard, guys. I think that, you know, Canada is going to be a good track for you. I've seen your pace there. It's ridiculous. I've also seen Giants fan. He's also good there too, and I know Giants fan likes Abu Dhabi a lot. So I wish you guys both the best of luck. I think that this championship is only going to get better and better in these last 2 races. And great job today. And yeah, we'll see you next week.
Yep, thank you.
See you later.
See ya.
Bring
we'll,
Giants fan in. I got to pop over to mage
yeah.
for NA.
Yeah, jump in here. We'll have him jump in here, and then we can go ahead and let you go pretty quickly.
All right. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Pat. We'll see you around. Hey, enjoy your time in NA, and yeah, we'll see you then.
Yep.
See you later.
Yep.
Mr. Giants fan, how's it going?
Pretty good. How about you?
I am doing quite good as the spectator and not the racer. What the heck was that race? And you went from starting in P2, right? P3. P3, yeah, because an insane qualifying laps from both Jack and Xylo. And then getting absolutely clattered on the start, which I've seen the POVs from Miniko, which has the best POV of it. You were literally just a passenger.
I felt like I was just kind of cruising there. And all
You
of a
held
sudden,
dead straight. I was watching it. I was like, he's holding dead straight, and yet still he gets collected in this. That was brutal. But you went from that, losing a wing on the start, to then somehow finding a way to catch up to a win. Like, what the heck was that pace, man?
I honestly, I didn't lose any. I didn't get any damage from that. I somehow was able to steer the car so it gave the right rigger tap to the wall and not the wing. So that definitely saved me a lot of trouble there. And then after that, it was just about letting Xylo and Jack figure out what they're going to do and then fighting Xylo there at the end.
Yeah. Now, speaking of that fight with Xylo, I know there was the moment where you two both you both had a little bit of a tap coming out of the pits for Xylo, and you were, you know, executing your undercut, which, by the way, great undercut. You gained almost 2 seconds on undercut. That was nuts. That moment right there, do you feel like that was a racing incident? Do you feel like Xylo outbraked himself? What do you think?
I thought I left enough room, and I thought that he just kind of came up into me with his cold tires. We'll send it to the stewards. We'll see. I mean, if it's a penalty on me, it is. I'm not going to say I was innocent or anything. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I felt personally I left enough room, and that it was just him on cold tires. And
yeah, those definitely happen. I appreciate the integrity of that too. That's actually a really good way of answering that question. So I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Speaking of which, there was actually a lot of integrity going up and down the grid during the race itself. So it seems like the culture is definitely working when people are starting to become a little bit more kind, which is great. And you know, you're coming off of leading our league versus league last weekend, so you never really had a weekend off.
No.
Did you feel pretty confident going into this weekend, or were you a little bit scared about Spain?
I felt pretty confident because Spain is one of my better tracks. I really like driving it. So
your hot lap was nuts.
Confident. Thank you.
That's insane. Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
It's honestly one of my better tracks. I do tend to do pretty good at it. It was just pretty much about surviving the race and not getting collected in anything, which I did, but still managed to survive it.
Yeah, and so then we're looking at Abu Dhabi and Canada next. I know you're going to Abu Dhabi, if I recall correctly. How do you feel about Canada?
I love Canada. Canada is one of my better tracks. I won there last season, I believe.
You did. Yep.
So I'm looking forward to that. Honestly, I'm looking forward to that more than Abu Dhabi, just because I'm more familiar with Canada. But we'll be ready for Sunday and hopefully be able to hold off Xylo, because he has just been on a stupid run here of doing really well. So
yeah, he's quick. He's very good competition. And speaking of Canada, you definitely have the accent that tells me that you're relatively close to Canada. So it makes sense why you like it.
So not too far. Probably the closest F1 track for me.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it's about to be my closest F1 track.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm moving to Michigan in a month and a half, so
All right.
I'm going to the cold from the dead heat of Arizona, where my current
Hey, good
closest
luck.
F1 track is Las Vegas. I'm only 4 hours away.
Huh. Well, enjoy the cold weather. It's
Yes.
not fun.
I'm gonna absolutely love shoveling snow. My favorite.
It's a
Well,
great
man, hey,
time. You'll love it.
speaking of shoveling, you absolutely shoveled that grid, man. You did a great job. Phenomenal, dominating performance again. And I wish you the best of luck for the last 2 races. And who knows, maybe a championship's on your way.
Thank you. We'll definitely try to grab a second one here.
Yep. Hopefully you do. Well, man, I'll catch you around, okay?
All right. See ya. Thank you.
See you later. Well, guys, that is going to be the end of it for us here tonight. Obviously, we don't have Midnight or Pat the Rock in there anymore. It's just me and me. But I do want to say thank you so much, everybody, for joining us here tonight. Obviously, an insane drive. Jordan says a really good point. Shout out Blank. Unreal. You know, the Mercedes group is definitely very hyped for them. And remember to everybody, go tune in to the NA race. It's starting in literally 1 minute, so go give them tons of love. I appreciate you all so much for giving us all the support here at Moose Racing League. You guys are all amazing. And next week, we're on to Abu Dhabi, an amazingly fun track. It's going to be wild here in Tier 1 with the championship going down all the way to the wire. So good luck to all the rest of the competitors. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. We'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye. Have fun, NA.
Save me before I pass out. Save me before I pass out. Before I pass out.